What's going on? It's Fizz here, back with another video. And I think it might have been a week ago, and I've been keeping small updates about my nofap. Yes, my nofap. And also the law of attraction. I'm kind of combining them both in this video, actually. And yeah, I'm really making this video because maybe so experienced, or I felt something, or necessarily saw something, and I realized more females were looking at me. Not that I'm self-absorbed or something like that. And that's one of the main things. Of course, it wasn't, like I said, that much from my last video. But and I know it's No Nut. I don't know who came up with No Nut November, but I think something I want to say to capitalize off this video is I think the masturbation needs to stop all around. Like, not No Nut November, just never. You should never masturbate. You just shouldn't. And that's like, if you're taking anything away from this video, you want to key in unlock something to your heart. There's no reason to masturbate. There is no reason. And of course, when younger people are going to have urges, testosterone, and they're going to want to experiment and have experience. But after that, or even before that, preliminary, you just stop it all around, because you're gonna feel better about it. And I don't know, I might be a month into it now, and I said before, I've done it before, I just wasn't recognizing. And it's just like an urge, a sexual pleasure, and it's like granted automatically to you. And no, you're not gonna lose your balls if you don't have well, even if you're a female too, but you're not gonna not be able to procreate. You're not gonna be able to come or have sexual pleasure if you stop doing it to yourself. In fact, it'll be more pleasurable. And I think, and again, this ties in with the law of attraction. And I just seen, you start attracting things. You'll focus your energy on other things, and you'll start feeling good, and then you'll have appraisal for yourself. And also, one of the key aspects I'm about to get into is since a lot of people say, increase in energy, creativity, confidence, they're all the same. They're all in the same circle, the same boat, where all the Mexicans hopped over and came over. No, but for real, it's all about, like I said, they're all connected, and this is the law of attraction. You're going to attract women because you're not self-defeating yourself. You're not, even though it's a subtle energy, and whether you can even say it's like the master energy, life force, because you can create a whole nother being, and that being can do a whole nother thing. So there is a full force behind it, but I'm not gonna all into that again. What I wanted to get at is you'll have more time to do other things, and sex just, masturbation, no fapping. It's only, you could get done in a minute. Some could take forever. Some over abuse it. Do it so many times a day. And I've never had that experience, but you can commit to this energy to doing other things, and you will have creativity, more of it, more energy. You'll feel good about yourself. It won't be self-defeating. And yes, you will attract other females or whoever you want to attract, because you won't be wasting that energy, and it will come forth. You'll attract things, and it will come forth up out of you. And again, you'll have more energy, because that does masturbating will take energy from you. Even if it is subtle, it depends on the person. In Ayurveda, which is India medicine, just a branch of it, they say fat people, which whether you know or not, fat people have the most reserves. They can have sex or masturbate more. But anything, I just want to get over for the No Nut November and just stop the masturbating. There's no reason to do it. It's not, it can be an addiction, but it's so small you can knock it. It really is. It's just like, because you have energy, and wherever you go, go point anyone, a car that's driving by you, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna look if you just sit there and point them. You've probably seen it in like Avatar, The Last Airbender, or movies, even TV shows, or you've seen it in real life, in reality, people getting energy, and you can get energy, people's attention in a bunch of ways. It's all about focus, because they're focusing their energy on you. And when you focus your energy from not down here, whatever you want to call it, primal needs, your genitals, masturbation, it will go in other things. And I understand for some serious people, which I never actually thought about to my last video, it can be an addiction, but it really is a small one. Like once you go without a week, you're good, you're in the clear, you won't even think about it anymore. Something might arouse you or something, but just stay away from that stimuli. Or if it does arouse you, it's only for a couple minutes and momentarily, because you focus your attention on it, and it will go away. All you have to do is focus your attention on someone else, whether it's nothing or anything else, just away from the sex, the magazines, the models on Instagram, TV. And then, or maybe just in plain sight, that too. But, because I talk about some different examples and scenarios in my other video. If you want to check that out, it's kind of, you can just go and check that out. But I'm covering kind of different things that I've noticed and experienced / felt. You also feel better about yourself. It's really an easy habit to get over. It really is. And then you start, like, the thing that, whether you should knock out masturbation completely, but sex is fine. Sex is completely fine. I think that's what you should strive for. Meaningful sex, or whatever means something to you. Meaningful sex to you, whether that's a one-night stand, a two-night stand, intimacy, or nothing at all, or just experience you want to try. But just, this can create a whole revolution in you, basically. Also a revelation, because whether or not, two people aren't just not going to have feelings. It can happen for a small part, but for the majority of people, if 2 people are engaging or multiple people are engaging, there's going to be energy transfers, and someone's going to lopside. The guy might not care. He might be a dickhead or an asshole, or just have no empathy, or just not really care. Or the women, just may go around with a bunch of guys and try a bunch of different things and never stop. When you orgasm, you take up, you use a lot of energy. When you orgasm, you feel it. It's a stress reliever, and that's actually a real key point. You got a stress reliever, and that's why people maybe masturbate. They like the stimulation, the high, maybe the euphoria. I'm sure everyone knows it. And it definitely feels better when you actually have sex. There's no, because there's more energy involved. There's two energies involved, and it's a real life scenario. Physical beings, and it feels better, and you feel good about yourself. Yada yada yada. As long as you're in it, you weren't doing it for a manipulative context. You weren't forcing it. You weren't instigating it, almost like manipulatively or evilly, conducively. And that's what matters. If you're both into it, want to enjoy it or experience it, or if there's more, whatever. But the energies, you know, that's why people have heartbreaks, because they don't know what they're in for. I mean, that is life. There are things to come. And again, it's like a stress reliever. You can do other things to relieve your stress if that's what you're stressed about. If this is what you're doing it for, or you're doing it for euphoria, or is it an addiction? And if you do have an addiction, the first thing, you know, you're in a good step. You're recognizing this. I mean, even if you start with a day, once you get past for the day, you just keep the ball rolling. You don't stop. If something is really causing you stress, then find something else that you want to do that can relieve your stress, that will make you feel better. And it's pretty much as simple as that. So No Nut November should be all year around. There's no reason to masturbate, fap. There's no reason to do that or break the fap. You know, you'll feel better about yourself. You're gonna have more confidence. That's one thing. Energy. You can even say creativity. And you won't. But there's so many more. You won't feel down about yourself or negative or question things or why you're doing it. And you'll see, when you won't spend time with yourself, such as like masturbation, you'll focus that energy on other women. You'll project that to other women. So, like, let's say you did masturbate or something, boy or girl, then you're not going to be that interested in sexual. You might not be on a higher probability level into other women. You know, like if you just masturbated, then you've seen a really hot woman or really women that you're interested in, you might not have no interest because you just solved the problem. You just you had interest in yourself, which there's nothing wrong with that. But the whole masturbation nothing's wrong with self-love, but you just sealed the deal with yourself. You're not going to be, you might not want to come after it. And that's where, if you see the energy, it will come up through you and you can redirect it towards a female or a bunch of females, or they'll be attracted to you magnetically, that energy. And you'll notice it, definitely, because I put awareness to it. Not because it's probably happened a bunch of times. And yeah, and like I said, the energy goes up, the confidence goes up. Maybe you break the addiction and you spend time doing other things. And like I said, once you won't focus that energy on there, you may not even be focused on sex anymore. You may have a whole epiphany or revelation and go do rock climbing, swimming, scuba diving, snorkeling. You may go visit another country, try food you never had, you know, become a massage therapist, create a picture from this experience. Yeah, or talk about it with people. Watch this video. And there's all these things that come into nature, because once you don't expel that energy, you can redirect it, basically. That's what's going on. And I mean, do I need to say more? Just find out why this is going on. I know it can be hard because it can be a mental stimulation and a physical. It's spiritual. It's all around. It's all in the same boat. Even with the positive effects, because it's the same with the negative, because the negatives are a direct correlation to the positive. They're a direct correlation. Here's up. And you'll feel good about yourself. You won't feel negative. You won't get a high real quick and low. You'll be more serotonin leveled out throughout the day. And you'll feel more masculine. You don't have to be a male to feel masculine. It's for female too. They both can feel it. Feel more in control. Some people maybe need a discipline. And like I said, once you get that self-attainment where you keep rewarding yourself instantly, and there's nothing wrong with feeling pleasure or anything, but that's why I said you should actually have sex with somebody that will... that's fine. But doing the masturbation, I think that should be cut out completely. And you'll probably see other videos on YouTube if you're real interested in this topic. But I'm giving the truth. And I know some people said it might sound a little honky or funny, like, oh, more women started looking at me, whatever. And I didn't, not really into this topic that much, but I want to discuss my journey on my channel and give my review or opinions. and I don't really do much research. I've read a lot of things. This one I didn't dabble into too much, but like I said, I watched a couple videos maybe, and you know, some people just sound like they're talking shit, honestly, just making up shit, making you more interested in it. But it is true. The women, I already noticed, they start looking at me more, whether I wanted that or not, or whether I'm going to act upon that or not. I just seen it. But I also feel, you know, other things are going on in my life too, but I do feel more, you know, confident. But I pretty much always, that's just something I always had necessarily, but I feel more flirtatious and engaging in conversation with women, and just anybody around in general. It's not just the opposite sex, it's a whole notion, it's the whole picture. It's not just the opposite sex either, it's with the same sex too. And you know, so if you're horny, you should contain it and wait for the right opportunity, and don't waste that energy, because that is a precious energy, whether you look at it as something small or big, subtle or enormous, because it can be both. It all depends on how you let it control your life, but you should be the one in control. And this is one of the reoccurring terms or theories, as you wish to say in my videos, being in control. Someone who's in control, not too many people. A lot of people have impulses or repulsiveness, such as like going to smoke cigarettes or going to check their phone. They're not, you know, they're catching on to the self-awareness, and that's another reason I'm making these videos. It's not like you have to watch all your breaths or every movement, but is it out of compulsion or you controlling it? Some people talk about autopilot. It's just being aware and becoming more, because soon you'll have it down. It's about being in control. You know, and I don't, in some deeper aspects of this, someone who has Tourette's, and I understand there's different degrees of this. People can heal off of Tourette's, and it depends on how much you believe in it and how much you search in your will. Whether it's Tourette's or maybe Parkinson's, you know, how much are you in control at this point? And this is a deeper subjective matter, but this is the same thing, being in control. You can regain control of your body. It's your body. You should be able to be in control. There's Buddhists and there's monks and a whole past history, not even just them, of all types of people that can like stop their heart from beating, hold their breath super long, whether they're underwater or not. It always takes practice. And it's alright if maybe you mess up on your nofap or whatever, but there's no reason to. You know, just keep trucking along. You'll feel better and better all the time. And it's not just focus on actual sex. That's a real big concept. You know, like if you don't want to have sex and abstain from that, that's fine. I personally don't feel like there's anything wrong with that at all. But it depends on how far you want to take it and where you want to go. I don't have no experience. Well, I do, but you know, from having someone in my life and not having, or just having an opportunity to have sex and not doing it, versus another scenario where having sex and not masturbating too, or no fapping. And those are two different scenarios, but it's how far you want to take it. I can't give you that because I don't know, and that would just be really logical and at the same time illogical, because I don't know how it would feel, you know, not to have both those scenarios that I just mentioned. Some people don't want to have sex at all, and maybe you'll even get more boost energy, or even have a girlfriend but still don't have sex, or whatever, boyfriend, sexual opportunity, intercourse, whatever it is. But the basis of somewhere a good place to start out is not have no masturbation at all. Quit it out, stop it, watching the porn, whatever it is, get control of yourself. That's one of the things. Once you feel that, then you'll feel more. You'll start to feel more. We're about to bounce into the law of attraction right here, and maybe touch back on that. But I pretty much summed up everything I want to talk about with nofap. But you'll feel more, and that's the whole point of life, is to feel more. You don't want to be dull. You want to be sharp. maybe intellectual. You want to be fast, smart, cunning, alert, aware. You don't want to be dull, out of your mind, like someone who's on a numbing medication or a high dose of a drug, whether it's recreational or whether it's medicinal, however far you want to go with that. And this law of attraction will build up. Seeing someone I work with, but it will build up, and you'll feel good about yourself, and you'll start attracting other things beyond sex, just a whole nother dimension. And I don't want that to sound spooky or funky, more so funky, but it will happen. You just won't, think about sex all the time or something like that. I used to do it before too, and it could go with age, testosterone. I always thought that word's just weird to me, testosterone, horniness. But you get in self-control and you just use it when it's right. It's not meant to be abused, and you should focus on the sex aspect. But again, unless you want to, you got to be in control. Man, I don't even want to say discipline. That can be, because that's kind of like downgrading it, almost derogatory, degrading. I want to, because wherever you put your energy, if you want to have sex all the time, fine. Even if you want to masturbate 24/7, whatever, it's going to get dull and it's going to wear out. Not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing. That's just to let you know, you may run with it your whole life. It depends where you want to put your energy. Do you want to put all your energy into sex and have sex 24/7? Or is there something greater out there, something more that captivates you, more meaning to life? Do you want to expand, be a part of the universe for the bigger picture? And you'll start attracting these things. Sex is something, it can be made big or both, or like I said, big or small. And where do you want to indulge your energy? And there's nothing wrong with sex, but you shouldn't, are you going to go chase it every weekend and just go non-stop go after it and just basically never stop? Not saying that, sometimes you have to learn your lesson, and most people do one way or another. And there's no way to categorize that. But, you learn things. But you shouldn't evolve your life around one thing unless it truly means something to you. But you should be around about equalness, balancedness, not just one thing. I mean, maybe sometimes you got to exert in one energy or manifest something in one way and go just that way, and that's fine too for a moment of time. And maybe you need to do it and extend it. But at the end of the day, what really matters is if you're in control, and if it's serving you. How beneficial is it? If you feel like masturbating all the time and you feel good about it, then fuck it, keep doing it. I'm not gonna be the one to tell you this and that. It all depends on how something feels and how you feel about it, not what someone else says or inclines you to say or makes you feel about something. Because no one's gonna actually feel the same way you feel about something. It's just never gonna happen. Some people may feel something more about what you do than you even do yourself. You could have sex and it could be the greatest of your life, and it could feel amazing, and this could even be the girl you want to be with the rest of your life, your soulmate, your soul flame. Maybe even if you're in that context, want to marry this person, boy or girl, but you go tell someone about this conversation, about this magnificent sex, just the sex alone, and this person gets more aroused than you were, and he didn't even have sex, and he's more happy about it. Yes, this is really true. And then this guy has, maybe this arousal, not even talking sexual, just arousal and spirit and mind, creativity, design, maybe even some physical activity. Not just talking sex, but even if it was sex, that's just a small matter of it. And he gets just of the conversation that you told him. Maybe he even overheard it. Maybe it was a rumor. Or maybe you told him directly. And now he's out to search to go for the sex, some really good sex, and he has even better experience than you did. But there's no comparing it. There's nothing comparative, because that's irresponsible. It's uncomparative. It's just not true, because you can't compare it, because everyone to each your own, and it's their own experience, and it's just going to be, something feels completely different. That's why you want to feel in life. That's why you want to be alive. You don't want to be aware. That's the whole meaning life. Even though we're in these sensory things, you want to feel it. That's why people, when they say they found God, Jesus, do meditation, eat a certain food, feel a certain way about an activity or a person or a club or just a connection to something, and it all varies, and it's verifying. That's why everyone feels differently, but you want to feel at the end of the day. You want to feel something, because that's what sparks your soul and makes you live. And why you're here, you have these sensory, the system, and that just originates within you. Everyone has a soul, but everyone experiences it differently. Just if there wasn't words, and if everyone was to go feel a rock, and we couldn't describe it to each other. Let's just say there were no words, or just very limited words that didn't have no context of how we felt about the rock, even actually felt in the mind, how we perceived it, or how it actually felt to the touch, because those are two different things. And if, let's just say, there were no words, then we would be experiencing different feels of it. Just like someone who makes music, let's just say, and that's a good example though with the rock, people feeling things differently, just emotionally, metaphysically, and actual physical touch. Even if it is, I'm just saying, let's just say there were no words to describe it, there is no language. Let's just say you were quiet and didn't say anything about it. How could we translate how it felt to each other? We would have facial expressions, but only in our mind we would perceive it that way. And how it would actually feel, it's just a feeling. There's nothing to grasp. It's abstract. It's attaining, not obtaining, because obtaining is physical and attaining is metaphysical. Enlightenment, love. You can't necessarily give love. You can, but it's something you feel. For the most part, you can on some aspects. But another thing, generalization or great example, would be music. Everyone likes, a lot of people like music, and everyone feels differently about music. But this is a really great one. Let's just say everyone liked music, because of course there's be some people who don't. But let's just say, in generally, everyone liked music. Okay, but they're gonna feel differently about the music, and for the most part, especially because how the culture is and how it's a melting pot, and there's a lot of diversity in all these cultures, states, different islands, coasts, geographical regions, temperaments, excitement, moods and emotions, energies, different instruments, styles, and learning. That's everything. And learning. This, if you made it this far a video, just give yourself a thumbs up. Don't even worry about me. Give yourself some love. Self-love is everything. But everyone, as I said, all those descriptions and aspects of music, people are going to make different music. Everyone's going to feel the music differently. Someone's going to play fast, the drums fast. Someone's going to build a whole new instrument, that's maybe a whole new instrument that no one's even heard of. Someone's going to play a hand pan. Someone's going to play the pots and pans. Someone's just going to bang rocks off the ground, a simple beat. Someone's going to make maybe something that has more hits, more tones, more complex, or build a rhythm. Someone's going to make a song. Someone's going to write a poem. Someone's going to play a guitar. Someone's going to play classical music. Someone's gonna play grunge, rock. Someone's gonna make it more classical, hip hop, when they start adding words to it. And you see, like, everyone's gonna feel the music differently. And then the person making the music is ultimately gonna feel the music to what he's making. It's gonna resonate for him and generate from him. This is why you don't feel some other people's music necessarily. Not saying you don't support it or respect it, but it's objective. And when you get to, but someone that's playing it, let's say got a guitar and he's made a song, whatever it's song, we'll say like indie, he made an alternative rock, indie. Someone else who listens to it may feel so ambiguous from it, so inspirational. He may feel the song more than that person. Like, and I'm sure you know a bunch of people, or you even heard it yourself, like, oh wow, I really felt with that the song he was playing from his soul. He was, you know, did he really mean it? And obviously, if it did, then you probably resonate with you. But it might resonate more with the person than the person actually playing it. And he may get inspired, not even to play music, just to live life in the field. And you can see this is this whole field of energy that, you know, disconnects us and connects us, depending on how much you feel, how involved in you, how much love is in your heart. And that's pretty much for this video. You know, it's 30-minute, not much people. I don't know if they'll watch it or not. Maybe my fan base will grow. That's all I have to say. Sub to the channel. Stay tuned for my videos. I'm going to be here for the long run, the rest of my life. Even when I hit the graveyard. I'm gonna come, my spirit's gonna come down and still give you messages. Still hit that YouTube video. I'm still gonna be talked about. It's still gonna be on YouTube. It's still gonna resonate. My energy's gonna flow forever, because energy doesn't die. Feel that electricity, baby. Feel that life. You wanna be full of life, all of life. And you wanna love. You wanna throw away fear. You wanna help other people, educate and learn and move and grow. Leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about this video. Check out some of my other videos. Give me a like for yourself. For your goddamn self. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a blissful day. Blissful.